Ganso earthquake forewarned by ominous signals. Authorities concealed and did not report regarding the magnitude 6.2 earthquake that struck Jishin County in China's Gansa province at 2,359 on December 18, causing over 1,000 casualties. Reports suggest that a few days prior, scientific researchers in Shangi received ominous signals of the impending Ganza earthquake, but authorities concealed this information, resulting in a severe disaster. And more detail on December 20th, the pro-Communist Party Hong Kong-based South China Morning Post reported that researchers in Shangi received a text alert on the morning of Friday, December 15th about abnormal data readings from several sensors indicating an imminent earthquake. The team discussed the possible earthquake location, estimating a high probability of it occurring within 3 to 5 days based on the abnormal data readings, though they couldn't predict the exact location. Professor Zhang Mong, dean of Zhangong University, mentioned that based on observed data peak intensities, they could predict the earthquake's magnitude to be about 6.27. However, they couldn't predict that the earthquake would occur in a neighboring province. The report highlighted that 4 days before the Gansa earthquake, the research team recorded unusual readings of gravitational waves at different sensor locations in and around Shanghai. Professor Wang of Northwestern Polytechnical University noted that despite the sensors being in different cities, the abnormal waves were recorded almost simultaneously, indicating they propagated at the speed of light. Building on these discoveries, Li Muang, host of a self-media program, asserted on the News Focus program on December 21st that the casualties in this earthquake could have been entirely avoided. He analyzed that the researchers must have reported to their superiors, as it was their duty. If they hadn't reported, they wouldn't have clarified the facts. Through the South China Morning Post, indicating the researchers' reluctance to shoulder blame for the Chinese Communist Party and potentially retaliating against the Xi administration. In other words, after receiving the report from the researchers, the authorities knew an earthquake was imminent in Gansu, but suppressed the news and did not inform the public. As for the so-called experts claiming poor building quality and shallow earthquake depth, Li pointed out that these are purely excuses to absolve the CCP of blame. Li Ling directly stated that if authorities had notified the public to take evacuation measures, people could have sought shelter outdoors, and even a major earthquake with a shallow focus would not have resulted in such severe casualties. He questioned whether this was another man-made disaster orchestrated by the CCP. Notably, less than 24 hours after the earthquake, local officials declared that the rescue work was basically over. By 3:00 p.m. on the 19th, they also claimed there were sufficient rescue forces on site and that forces from other provinces should not go to the disaster area. Independently, these abnormal actions raise questions about the authority handling of the disaster. As previously reported, CCP officials claimed that the earthquake caused 113 deaths and 772 injuries in Gansu, with 193 buildings damaged. In Shanghai, Haidong City, 18 people died, 198 were injured, and 16 were missing. However, given the Communist Party's tendency to conceal disaster information, the actual number of casualties may far exceed the official figures. Beijing subway experiences another issue. Line 1 delayed due to power supply fault on the morning of December 22nd at 8:09 a.m. The Beijing subway, as per its official Weibo account, reported a power supply equipment failure on Line 1 and bad online sections from Apple Garden Station to Guing Station. This led to delays for trains heading upwards towards Universal Resort. The incident triggered widespread criticism from mainland netizens, who expressed frustration and raised concerns about the frequent malfunctions affecting their daily commute. Some suggested that a comprehensive inspection of the Beijing subway was necessary to address the recurring issues. The situation follows a recent severe accident in the Beijing subway on December 14th. 2 carriages of a Chongqing line train detached, leading to at least 515 people undergoing hospital checks, with 102 sustaining fractures. Additionally, on the 15th, an escalator at the Military Museum station on Line 9 was reported to have sunk, adding to the concerns regarding the safety and reliability of the Beijing subway system.